What's going on, aviators? Welcome back to the Aviator Podcast. So today is a bit of a special episode because we're going to be talking with two of our team members. We got Luke, say hi.
Hi.
And we got Aaron.
Yo,
Aaron.
what's up, guys?
Aaron.
What's up? I'm serious. This is me. I'm kidding.
Face reveal.
I'm kidding.
And there's Aaron. So there's his face reveal, and he's yeah. As you guys are probably all aware, Aaron is like obsessed with Cody. So he's he's just kind of flaunting his little OG Cody figure.
Okay.
Actually,
Aaron,
Luke,
if you don't mind me
Flex.
interrupting, how many Codys do you have?
I can pull up my bin and count.
a
if you
bin.
want.
A bit.
He has a bin of
no,
Codys.
no. It's like it's my bin full of like decal figures I have.
All right. Okay. Luke. Show everyone
Yes.
your favorite figure that you, or any figure that you're working on right now.
That I'm working on.
Yeah.
This.
Ooh.
It's an Aerolite Fox.
Oh yeah, OG Fox.
I would love to bring those decals back into the store soon, but with updated templates and stuff.
Yeah, this
For
is
me-
a bit of a pain to decal.
Aaron, what
For
do
me,
you
I'm
got?
OG. I mean, we're all doing OG. Feed Specialist. It even
Dang.
has like the
I remember those.
it even has the paper cloth. So
Oh my god! Back when we used decal paper for cloth, that was terrible. It wasn't. It's not even cloth. It's just
yeah.
paper. And I got my.
I remember. I have my.
a
I have
sig fig
my,
here.
Yeah. This is paper cloth as well.
Those are still like
Oh, wow.
paper-ish, kind of like, because I didn't really come up with a great cloth design for it, so I'm like, let's just throw on the decal sheet. But anyway, so
How do you attach it?
glue
Okay.
or sticky tack, less damaging,
Yeah, that
less
works.
permanent.
Okay.
There'll still leave some residue sometimes, which bugs me.
Yeah, well, just kind of rub it off. So anyway, what we wanted to do in this episode is that right here on my phone I have the Aviator Podcast channel, which is part of our Discord server, and we're going to be, just asking or like responding to some of the questions that people were asking on the channel, and then we'll also be working our way into talking a little bit about the Clone Wars because everyone's excited for that coming up in like less than a week. It's like 4 days. You guys excited?
That's insane.
That's insane.
I think everybody else has been like rewatching the Clone Wars, like.
Oh, yeah,
remembering
I've been
their favorite
doing that.
moments.
Yeah.
Dude, well,
I've been marathoning the whole thing.
we'll go talk about that in a bit because I'm sure we have a lot to say about it. But for now, before we forget, let's go ahead and answer some of the questions in the Aviator Podcast channel. So let's see. Someone was asking what my thoughts on the movies or the Clone Wars are. Personally, I grew up with the Clone Wars. I actually used to think that Star Wars was like it was for nerds, and I didn't. I
wow.
hated the idea of Star Wars. I was like, man, Pokemon's where it's at. Nothing wrong with Pokemon, by the way, but I did not want to watch Star Wars. And one of my friends was like, Andrew, just watch this episode of the Clone Wars. I'm like, what the heck is a clone? Okay, sure. And then the first episode I watched was Rookies. So with Fives and Echo and Heavy, and I instantly fell in love. And I grew up with the Clone Wars, and as much as I like the movies, you can't beat the Clone Wars, in my opinion. What about you
No.
guys?
I agree.
I agree.
What was your first exposure to Star Wars?
I guess I'll go first. So back in like 2007, 08, more like 2007, I was into like Thomas and Friends. I was like that Trains kid.
I love that stuff too. Oh my god! I tried to collect them all when I was younger.
Yeah, same. And it was until my brother introduced me to Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, I mean, history's there. Like, Revenge of the Sith is my favorite movie of
Yo,
all
who's
time.
that guy with the orange visor that picked up that lightsaber?
Huh, I wonder.
How about
Yeah,
you, Luke?
and
Oh wait, sorry,
yeah.
totally cut you off, Aaron. Keep going.
oh yeah, and then Revenge of the Sith, and I started watching the originals and the rest of the prequels, and then Clone Wars, and then it's basically fun time.
Luke, how about you?
So my first exposure was what was it? I think my family was on like a family vacation one week, and my grandparents surprised me with the like Battle Pack on Hoth set, like the anniversary set.
Classic.
And that's essentially what got me into it. And then let's see, got the movie collection, like all the movies, like the originals and the prequels one year, and I got into that, and then all of a sudden we found out about like Cartoon Network because we don't have cable. We never have had cable,
You're not
so
Oh,
missing
seen
out
a
on
few
much.
episodes there, and then on Netflix I got to watch the full season. How long ago was that?
I think
5 years
Netflix
ago, maybe.
Netflix finally got like they got the rights to stream the Clone Wars in like 2013, I think it was, or
Yeah.
yeah.
2014,
So that's when
something like one of
season
those
6 came
years.
out.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like yeah, so it was old. Dang, that puts a stamp on
And then
my
I
age.
remember like 3 times they threatened to take it off, and they finally just kept it on each time.
Yeah.
And then now Disney Plus has it, and they're like, "Dang it, we got to take it off permanently this time."
Well, I
Yeah, that
mean,
was the reason
Disney
why.
Plus is where it's at now. I mean, as
Yeah.
majority of the Star Wars fan base like migrated from Netflix to Disney Plus. Now, of course, there's
Yep.
still some great shows on Netflix, but it's like I hardly use Netflix now anymore. I'm always on Disney Plus when I want to watch Clone Wars,
Yeah.
excuse me, or any of the other shows like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Now
that's why I
talking
don't
about the
subscribe to
OG
Netflix.
stuff, I have not seen that. Like the whole set that was released
Uh,
and sold out
you
in a
know,
few
Luke, that
minutes.
that whole series is on YouTube. It's like a 2 hour video.
Yeah,
You
I
should
gotta watch it.
you just gotta sit
My
down
Oh,
and
Wi-Fi in
watch it.
India was not strong
dude,
enough to
you
watch it.
really gotta watch it, man. I mean, that's
I'll
where
watch it.
Captain
Don't worry.
Fordo's at.
I got
And
the
that,
set anyway because I
It's
knew we'd sell out.
amazing.
and that's why people say like Fordo's or not, or Rex is just a knockoff of Fordo. First thing,
It's
I think
true because Lucas, or no, was it George Lucas or was it Dave Filoni that said that they literally wanted to consider Fordo, but they wanted to have someone else that's not
I think that
as
was Filoni.
powerful and
Yeah. And like I think like Rex was supposed to be like a mixture of Alpha and Fordo, but like
oh yeah yeah
but
yeah.
more personable as opposed to like both of them are very like cut and dry, just very straight to the point. Rex has a little more emotion to it, and I think overall that did better for the series. But
I
yeah.
agree.
So the next question that we have here, so VK37 asked like, how did I plan the future of the company many years ago? I wouldn't say um it was many years ago. I mean, basically so I graduated high school in 2016, and I went into college that same year, and then I went straight to university, and I went there for like 1.5 years ish, and then like at the beginning of my second semester sophomore year, I was like I was exposed to this world of entrepreneurship, and I went to this. So I was double enrolled in two colleges. I had 12 units at one college and 8 units at another college, and then I was like, yeah, this is cool. I'm gonna have a nice career, but I never really liked any of the classes that I took. So then I was like, okay,
I don't
well,
blame you.
no, but like okay, so like don't get me wrong, college is perfect, is a perfect like choice and opportunity for everyone, just not for me. I'm a terrible student, and so when I was exposed to this world of
Go to school,
entrepreneurship,
kids.
go to school. I would definitely recommend going to school. But I was exposed to the world of entrepreneurship. I'm like, now I can't sleep knowing that there's all this opportunity out there. So I was like, okay, well, how am I going to start this business? What am I going to do it around? So they said, start a business, that's something you're good at. I'm like, oh, well, I make these Lego things. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to try to make a living off of Lego. So I just made a decision one day. I'm going to drop out of college, and then I spent about 2 weeks kind of like deep diving into learning about marketing, about growing a brand, starting like whether you want to be a corporation or a personal business, or whether you want to be a sole proprietorship or an LLC, blah blah blah. Like, but eventually it got to the point where I was like, okay, well, the most successful person in this industry is Clone Army Customs, in my opinion. I wanted to be just like him. So I was like, okay, what are my steps to get there? So my rough plan that I had was like, I'm going to decal figures. I'm going to sell them for a pretty high price. And then I'm going to teach people how to decal it, and then sell a bunch of decals. And then the money that I get from that is going to fuel me getting figures printed by another company, and the money from that is going to get me a UV printer, and then the money from that is going to get me injection molded helmets, and the money from that is going to get me pad printed helmets. So I was like, I'm going to be like CAC eventually. And like 2 years later, fast forward, we're at the point where we're about to do injection molded helmets and then pad printed helmets at the end of the year. So we're but along the way, we
Can't
developed
wait.
like we developed the aviator community, and then like I picked up the cloniers, and then it's you guys, and then we branched into doing more than just making money and making products. It's we're trying to interact with the community, give more value, try to imbue like these like the mentality of success as opposed to just like I'm here to buy something, so
Yeah.
it really grew. And I when I started this, I did not have the plan of like we're gonna have a podcast and we're gonna have a team and we're gonna have like this community. I had none of that planned, so it was kind of cool like watching it develop along the way. So Luke,
Dang.
you joined in like halfway through the journey, I'd say, and then Aaron, you were there like at the very beginning of the conception of like the Clonier program and everything.
Yeah, I
So,
remember
like,
when you told me about that.
so what
Okay,
what
I've
was
been around since then. I just haven't been a part of the team.
Yeah, so like what were some of your like your thought processes like as you were like exposed to the brand, and then how you I guess worked your way up into the brand.
So like my first experience and everything.
Yeah.
Oh boy. It all came around when Republic Scout 722 was still on the
Rest in
gram,
peace.
but yep, rest in peace. He's not dead, but he's just not
No
active
longer
on
on
Yeah,
the
the gram
team,
anymore.
no, he's not dead.
Yep.
It's like he's not on Instagram anymore. Makes me sad.
Yep. I became quick friends with him, and he's like, "Hey, you should try this." I'm like, "Okay." So I spent about close to $20 on some Doom decals. Worst decision I've ever made in my life. Don't start with Doom.
Not the best thing to start with.
No, I got one
Did you mention
Chicago
Doom?
first sheet, and then the rest was Doom. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
why? Why?
I remember
why?
that.
Why?
Well,
Don't
because
do
they're
that.
so cool. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I'll do the final first. I'll have enough skill, and I had skill. I just not enough. And eventually, I just built myself up to where I'm at now. And one day, Andrew's like, "Hey, you ready for the Clonier trials?" I'm like, "Wait, hold up, what?" And that's pretty much what got me here. It's just practice and figures.
Yeah. It's basically what it is.
Aaron, you started as not what you are now. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey, like it throughout the
Oh,
company?
That's like a whole like.
Dude,
That's a whole
Okay.
episode right there.
it's so
Yeah.
funny. Give us like the quick like TLDR, like the run through, like what like the abridged version of the Aaron journey.
Okay, so I got into AV early 2018 when I saw OG. Well at the time, yeah, actually not Cody. It was
When Aaron
it's-
refers to the OG template, he's referring to the decal template that I used like when I started the company.
The ones
yeah.
with
in
no
2018.
ankle pieces, like there's just plain white from the knee down.
Yeah.
Hey
So,
man,
yeah.
those were the golden age. For me personally. So then I saw like Andrew's stuff on Instagram throughout some people, not several, because this is when like people were like kind of getting the decals, getting the figures, but not really. So it was really kind of rare to see posts about AV back then. So then I was like, wow, this is like really cool. What really caught my eye about the figures was how they had side decals, which I never saw with a figure ever. So I was like, so this is pretty cool. And then several months later in 2018, I got my first AV figure. It was a 327th. I gotta say that was like really cool.
I think that's the most common decal sheet you can find nowadays.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
it is.
OG.
Mm-mm.
I
Yeah.
have like
No.
I have like 8.
Like by a landslide, the realistic Phase 2 501st decal set is the most popular item on my site. We've
Okay,
sold
yeah,
true.
for a
So
good
like
reason.
of
Yeah.
OG, like the one you can find the most is 327th.
Yeah,
I agree.
okay. I thought you were talking about in general, because I'm like,
Oh no.
I think we've sold like literally over 1,000 copies of just the 501st decals.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Oh, no. Yeah, I know 501st would by a landslide. Beat
Everyone wants
327th.
those youngling killers. I mean, the boys in blue. Wait a minute, hold up.
Hold up. But yeah, so then I contacted Andrew one time on my personal about how to get a Commander Cody helmet. Because I don't know if you guys remember that post, but it had like a lot of helmets aligned.
Oh
I don't know if you
yeah.
guys remember that.
Let's
Yeah,
see if I
that
can pull up
was,
the photo, like somewhere here in the, like I think over
yeah.
here in the
There's one
on
that
That
Bricktail
was one of like the
commissioned.
podcast.
historic moments for me too. I saw that, I'm like, okay, why am I not following this guy? This is
I
amazing.
know, right? Yeah. So then, this is around summer 2018, around June, July. I contacted Andrew if I can come over. He was more than welcome about it.
Yeah, I
Um,
was like, I'd never met anyone in in the Lego, the custom Lego community in my life. Like, well, aside from when I went to Brick Fair, but like, there was this it was really weird because it was hard to see like it was no one that I was close to me ever interacted with the community. I'm like, oh my god, this guy lives in SoCal. Like, no way. Like, this is crazy. Like, yeah, you should come
yeah,
over. I want to hang out. I never got yeah, so it was crazy.
yeah. So then I went to the AV house. Took like an hour. I arrived, and I gotta say that was really. It felt like Disneyland. I'm gonna lie. Um,
Just my living room, dude.
yeah, and a lot of figures. Like, I mean, this place was like stacked.
I wonder if
um,
do you still have that post up where you had all those photos, or did you delete
yeah, I
that?
do. It's
It's
still
still
there.
there.
Just gotta
I
dig
look
up.
on his profile to see all those photos of the figures and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, I'll see if I can get some photos like pulled up over here.
yeah. So then, uh, yeah. So that was pretty cool. Then I went through a second time, and that was my last time for right now. He told me Andrew mentioned me about the Clone Year program. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna have a team to decal figures for me." I'm like,
Putting
"Okay,
together a crew.
yeah." um,
I'm in.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot how I got it.
I think
Um,
so. Well, like we got you like kind of like doing decals, but before that, you were actually going to be a resin caster for us.
yeah, yeah, that was bad. So like, I was a resin caster for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Um,
It was very long lived.
yeah, obviously Andrew taught me in the house because you know that's how you gotta learn. And then so after that, I went home with my resin. Cody here, not fully decaled, but like the body and the legs. I don't know if you remember that, but some other stuff. Yeah. So then, when I started resin casting, my mom got really upset. How like
Messy, it yes.
it is, yeah, basically.
It's
So
super
then,
messy.
It
I only
honestly is.
I only successfully casted like 2 to 3 P2 helmets in one macro.
Hey, I mean,
And
props
then
to you.
so
Those
then
macros are hard to cast.
yeah, they are. So then after that, my mom got upset. She threw away all my resin. I was like,
There went $30.
These macros,
Oh,
the bulky macros.
the old ones. I mean, like they're still
These are the new
slim.
ones.
They're
The
still
new ones are
yeah,
super thin.
even my old macros are still slimmer than the other macros in the market. Just the same.
yeah.
That's true.
So these,
I prefer them honestly.
yeah, same. I think they're based off like the action figure, right?
They were
From
yes.
episode 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, yeah. So then I was like, Andrew, like, because I was really hesitant about being a cloneer because I wasn't very confident in my like my decaling skills yet. But it was after I did a 44 second trooper that I was like, okay, like I think I can do this. It was like that leap of faith where you just gotta risk it
Do it.
and see what find. Yeah. So then yeah, and I got a Doom. That took like a whole day. Um yeah, that came to Clone Near. Started doing decal figures for the site for people as well. Then I kind of stopped doing that around like early 2019. I became the customer service dude. You know, answer emails, talk to the community more, and yeah. And recently I came back to Clone Year, so I'm doing both. So I mean, I find pretty well to do. So.
If you ever want to message Aaron, email customer support. No, just kidding.
No, support at avfigures.com and you can have a chat with Aaron. Aaron's been doing a phenomenal job being our customer support guy because it was like, I went to this event in August of 2019, I want to say, and this person who I look up to, her name is Julie Stoyan. She had this organization chart, and it was all the roles that you need to fill out in a company. So it was like it was like who's the CEO, who's the CMO, CFO, COO, and like yeah, yeah. So that's long story short. There's so many different roles that need to be filled out in the company, and like she put this into like this flow chart, and then she's like, all right, now everyone put a box next to these roles, and
I'll be back.
okay, so everyone it was like make a flow chart and then make these boxes next to your names and write your name in which of these roles you fill. And I filled like literally every role except for the cloniers and like stuff like that. So it's like who's your customer service person, who's your production manager, who's your marketing guy and things like that. So I was like, okay, now I need to get to the point where I need to delegate these tasks so that I'm not in every single position. So ever since Aaron has taken over the customer service role, there's only a couple emails that I need to respond to, and then he's responding to all the other emails and keeping on top of everyone's like customer service stuff. So he's been doing a really great job at that. Recently the cloniers have also been getting involved in like being more interactive with the community. And when we created the Discord server, they're now moderators on the server, so they get to interact with people, answer questions, and things like that. And then I'm like sitting over here like, okay, let me just design my decals. So it's like there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes aside from just like me designing a decal and posting it, So it's there's a lot
There's
of
a lot more to it. It's honestly, once you figure it all out, it's kind of scary.
yeah, like I should probably at some point do like a behind the scenes video because there's like yeah, it gets pretty crazy, but not to get too off track. But basically, it's like the team members they're like the foundation of the company. Like a lot of what we do would not function without them. So thank you, Luke, and thank you, Aaron, who had to whisk away somewhere. He'll be back pretty soon. Another question on the Aviator podcast channel was someone was asking to hear a little bit more about the other businesses that I ran, because I personally feel like your first business is most likely going to fail, or you're going to have a lot of problems with it. So when you're creating businesses, a lot of it is trial and error. Sometimes the errors don't have to be your own, they could be other people's errors. Like I learned from the mistakes of other entrepreneurs and what not to do, but I've made my own errors and I've failed my own businesses. So at the beginning, in 2018, when I started my entrepreneurial journey, I had already actually gone through one business. We started a family business called Anime Charms, where we resold anime licensed products, and we did those at trade shows like Anime Expo and other things. That one kind of went under because we were barely breaking even every time, so it was like we just kind of did a liquidation of our stock and then moved on. And then the next business that I did, I started a drop shipping business on eBay, selling fidget spinners, and I made like maybe $100 off of that back when fidget spinners were popular. And I stopped that one. Another business I did was a drop shipping business for watches, which I don't have one on right now, but I was doing a drop shipping business for watches with my friend, but we didn't have any ad spend budget, so we kind of dropped that one as well. And then I did a social media marketing agency with my sister, and she's kind of taken over that project, and she's been doing very well for herself. So she has her own marketing agency now. So if you're a business and you're looking to grow, go ahead and contact my sister. I'll put her contact information in the link down below. And aside from that, like I also tried getting into doing real estate, home flipping, and I have a lot of the know-how on how to do that, but I don't have the time to dedicate to it, nor do I have the experience under my belt or the rapport to interact with people and properly do negotiations. So I decided I'll kind of put real estate to the side bit, and then I'm focusing only on AV figures. And ever since I kind of decided to stop chasing these other businesses, I've been able to double down on AV figures, and we've been able to grow a lot. Welcome back, Aaron.
Hello. What did I miss?
Oh, someone was asking about the other businesses that I had tried, and there was a couple other things too. Where like I wanted to do. There are more businesses that I want to branch into in the future. I want to start my own coffee brand. I want to start a cafe. I want to. I know, right? I want to have a Star
Inside
Wars.
joke.
I know, right? I also want us to have a Star Wars themed apparel brand. I have some time where I want to open a prop shop. So there's like many different businesses that I want to move into. I'm never going to ditch AV figures, but it's like these are other avenues that I'd like to explore in the future.
I just sealed this.
Nice.
Cannot wait.
Don't let your mom smell the sealant. She's gonna kill you.
No, I sprayed like outside. Alright. Oh yeah, there was a time where I used to seal my. Yeah, that was not.
Don't spray sealant in your house. It's not fun.
Never ever.
Spray
Don't risk it.
outside.
Last time I did that, I cracked the helmet. Didn't end up good.
Spray
Scary
outside,
stuff.
kids.
So I'm only gonna answer one more question for the AVR podcast, and then we're gonna transition our topic a little bit. So someone was asking what the roadmap is looking like for future AV figures releases. Real quick, I'll just give a basic rundown of kind of what we have planned at the moment. We have 3 sets that are already being put into production. One of them is very close to finishing. The other 2 are conceptualized, and we just need to start making the products for, or the helmets and stuff, and printing the figures for them. We have on February 20th, we're going to be launching the 332nd expansion suite for decals. We're also going to be launching. Let me see. I have the release schedule pulled up somewhere here.
What day is it? Oh, it's
Today's Monday.
It's Monday, baby. I don't have the release schedule on my computer right now, but we do have an expansion suite coming up this. I think it's Thursday, actually. Now I think of it. Yeah, this Thursday.
Enjoy grinding those out.
Those are going to be fun. And for all the people who are going to be decaling them, I know both of you guys are going to be decaling some of them. I want to send you guys some of these new decals as well. So we're gonna have more decals coming out. We're also gonna have some custom squads decals most likely, and then maybe do some more printed stuff. But as far as printed figures go, we're probably not gonna have any new printed figures until
Probably mid-March, right?
mid-March. Yeah, because right now our UV printer got sent into the workshop for repairs, and they haven't given me any updates yet. But most likely they're gonna get that back to me in early March. Then I have to set up a new figure printing jig, and then get everything like recalibrated, and then we can start production from there. So I would say that we're probably not going to get any new stuff restocked until mid-March, but in mid to late March we're going to have another wave of printed figures. I'm going to try to, so Purge Troopers are definitely coming back.
Yay!
We already had the helmets decal for them and the cloth cut for them, thanks to Aaron. So and thanks to our cloner who was not present, Hector, the Wolfpack Customs. He did all the helmets. Incredible job, dude. That guy busts out helmets so quickly. It's crazy. I love it.
The tank.
Dude, we call Hector like the decal factory, or like the helmet factory. He's like,
yeah, no,
he honestly is. Once he sets his mind to it, it's done.
Yeah, like Hector, he works so fast. I love it. And then Luke, you also have been doing a lot of figures from our seasonal releases. Have you gone through all of the winter ones yet, or not yet?
I have 3 more. I have I have the winter exclusive, the Snow Trooper, which most of you guys have seen probably by now, and I have 2 other ones yet to be released.
Why don't you go ahead and show a photo, or like bring up one of them for the camera. So what Luke has been doing recently is that I've been doing these seasonal decals where, like, in the winter season I have recolor certain things in a certain color, so everything's blue. So this one was
just released, the 187th.
We just released that one the other day.
332nd.
That one's a really fun one.
That's a good design.
This BF2 just released.
Oh, I like that one
as well.
So normally these troopers are all sorts of different colors, but I did a winter recolor in blue. And what Luke has been doing is he's basically been making all of our recolors as his role as clonier, and then he's been making photos for them so we can put it on the site. You did all the autumn ones, you did all the Halloween one, or the Halloween one. You did the holiday ones. You did the and you're doing the winter ones as well.
If only I brought my collection out here, I could show everybody like the highlights.
And actually, like, what's really cool is that later down the line, we would like to, like, let's say when it's fall of 2020, I was thinking something that would be cool is to have a printed version of the most popular design of last year. So I'd say Autumn Doom, which was basically our orange Commander Doom.
Oh yeah,
that was really popular. Our Shadow
Hanukkah Trooper was also pretty.
Yeah, the Hanukkah Trooper was good. The Christmas Light Arc Trooper was
controversial
really good as well. I think it was only like 2 or 3 people who are actually really like controversial about it, but most people actually seem to enjoy the design. But
I have like 2,500 likes on my Instagram account right now.
Yeah, for the Hanukkah one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did pretty well.
Dude. I'm gonna try to pull it up real quick. Let's see. Yeah, but so we're gonna be doing like different recolors for all the other things, uh, and we're gonna be slowing our roll for the spring release. In spring, we're going to have, instead of like 10 designs for, we're actually going to bring it down to like 5. So it's gonna be kind of like a bi-weekly release. So that way, because we've been getting some comments about people that saying, oh, there's too much to keep up with. So I'm gonna be bringing it from weekly to bi-weekly, and we're only gonna have 5 designs. The spring recolors are gonna be majority green. Gonna try to incorporate some sort of yellow in there maybe for like St. Patrick's Day. But yeah, for the
I
spring
like that.
one, for the spring ones, we're definitely going to have another custom design. And it's funny because like I don't think I've made too many custom green troopers, so this one's gonna be really fun. And aside from that, we have plans for injection molded helmets coming up soon. And someone else on the AV8R podcast channel was requesting some information about that. So, long story short, we're gonna be launching our own Kickstarter, but not through Kickstarter because Kickstarter takes a pretty decent chunk of your
Yeah.
funds. So
Yeah.
basically, I was like, okay, plastic injected helmets is expensive, but it'll help the entire community because then it fixes our supply problem. We have this huge issue where there's the supply and demand curve. So
It's
as
really
sup-
bad right now, just so you guys know.
yeah, so like as supply goes up, the demand doesn't the demand like and price shift as supply goes up or down. And right now the demand and price is higher than the supply because it's like
Yep.
there's only so much that I can cast.
These
So-
Ride
Yeah.
Trooper helmets are going for $4 to $5 now, and they used to find them for 50 cents.
Yeah, so it's like, the helmets like
Oh yeah, huh?
in our community, like we've
Yeah.
created a scarcity of phase 2 helmets. So
Especially these boys.
yeah, the
Oh
the
boy,
realistic
those
the
You
realistic
can find those
212.
figures like for 350, and now you can find them for 12 plus. Which is
Yeah,
Yeah,
like we
insane.
It's
the
insane,
amount of
dude.
decals that we produce. This
These
is my
boys.
decal inventory shelf. The amount of decals that we produce has gotten to the point where there's like a drought of helmets. So I'm trying
I
to
wonder. I
cast.
wonder. Who did that?
I may or may not have cleared out Bricklink of of a lot of the helmets, but anyway, so and I
May
may or
have-
may not be doing that
May have
again.
not contributed.
But anyway, like we've been I'm just getting real comfortable in my chair. Sorry. So we've been getting we're having a hard time keeping up with the demand for it. So what I'm going to be doing is releasing my own Phase 2 helmet, and we're going to be injection molding that. And I had the idea to make it a crowdfunding campaign. So what basically what it's going to be is that by default, when they're released, they're going to be $2 a helmet, and they're going to be blank. So you can
That's good,
you can.
boys.
So right now our resin casted helmets go for $4 a helmet, so it's going to be half the price and definitely more affordable, and it's very rarely going to go out of stock. So what we're going to do then is I'm going to have this crowdfunding thing where if you invest $1, you will get 1 helmet. If you invest
Wow.
$5, you will get 5 helmets. And if you invest $10, you'll get 10 helmets, and you'll also get decals that go with those helmets. So it's kind of like the more you invest, the more value you get. And when you get to the $50 mark, you'll get a custom printed figure with it. So it'll be like an exclusive printed figure that will come only if you invest a 50 or more in the crowdfunding thing. If you do $100, you'll get an entire legion of custom decals. So you'll have like I'm thinking I'm going for like 10 different Phase 2 helmet designs, with body decals of course, and you'll also get bodies to go
Cody.
with it. And if you invest $150, which I don't know if anyone actually will, but you'll
Me.
also get like you'll also get a hoodie that'll and it's gonna have like a custom print that basically is going to state that you are an investor in the initial growth of AV figures, because
Oh, that's
even-
pretty cool.
even though we've been a company that's been around for like around 2 years, we're just over 2 years now. Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Almost.
like
Actually, yeah.
I'd say our company actually hasn't even started yet, because A, we're still a sole proprietorship, and B, we don't have plastic injected helmets yet. So when we have plastic injected helmets, our supply is going to go through the roof, and we're going to be able to do all sorts of different products and stuff like that. So
And just to clarify, we're doing both Lego P2 and RP2, right?
we are going to be doing like my official phase, or my not official, like my Phase 2 design first, and eventually down the line we would like to plastic inject the our own take on the official Lego helmet. It can't be an exact copy because that could lead to some copyright issues.
Yeah, but
Um,
Weapon did that.
and
He got
they're
away
in,
with it.
they're in China. That's the problem. I'm here in America, so it's like a lot of the patents like they don't apply in China for some reason. They're exempt. But then in America it's a little different. It's easier to hunt down people like me. So I'm probably going to make some sort of variation, but still make it compatible with decals for the official and our take on it. So we're not going to be doing the official style helmets yet. But we will continue to resin cast official style helmets, but we will be plastic injecting my style helmets, and those are going to be available in a lot of quantity. So that is is that my prototype?
Yes, it's too bright. Yay me.
Let's
See
see.
if I can move my phone.
No, I got one here. So let's see if I can kind of like make that focus. No.
There we go.
Yeah, you got it. Okay. Oh, that's an old prototype. That's not our new one.
Let's see.
Didn't I give you them?
No, I think I
I
gave you guys
remember
a whole
giving
bunch
you
of them. Luke's got a whole
Sorry.
bin of like our prototype
This
helmets
is
there.
protos mainly. I have other
this-
protos on the wall.
So yeah, like basically ours is like a super screen accurate version, but the dimensions are
Is
more
this
or
it?
less the same as the official helmets.
Is this it? I think it is.
That's a blue version of our prototype where you can see the
Yes.
details a little more clearly. When did we make
Yeah.
that?
But I got this with my Black Friday order.
Oh, so around there, 2019.
When did I make a blue one?
I don't know. I got a blue ARF and a red ARF too.
Oh, I remember making those ones, but I don't remember the blue one. But anyway,
No,
so
it's
we're initially we were going to launch this in mid-February, but then the printer broke down because I want to make sure that whoever invests the $50 into the crowdfunding campaign will get their printed figure before the helmets are done. So, I'm basically waiting for the printer to come back, and it looks like the plastic injected helmet project is. Oh, his phone fell. It looks like the plastic injected helmet project is going to come in like March. I would say mid to late March, and that's when I'll have all the figures done, and that's when we can start to get these helmets underway. And then, as soon as the helmets are fully funded, or until the crowdfunding period ends, I'll fund the difference of whatever wasn't made, and we'll be able to get those helmets produced by. Is that on the official one or on the prototype?
Official. This is
Okay.
so clean.
But yeah, so when I think that these helmets are going to go into production in April, and then probably by August or September we can start to pad print on them. And that's like at earliest. I honestly anticipate that the pad printing won't happen until like late December, but we'll have to see. But anyway, so we will have a lot of plastic injected helmets available soon, and that crowdfunding project is going to come as soon as the printer is fixed, basically.
Yay.
We are also considering buying a new printer because this printer has a lot of issues. So it really just depends on where funds are by summer, and we'll kind of go from there. But that's pretty much our roadmap for releases and things like that. So expect the crowdfunding to hit sometime in March. Expect a restock of printed figures in March and some new ones, and then in April we have a set coming out, and so do we. We also have one in May and another one in June. So, and I think the May one is going to be a very big set. So save your wallets. So that one's going to be, I think, a target price point of around $300, similar to our Umbar and Starfighter, but it's going to be cooler.
Yay, wallet. It's like an onion every time I open it up. Makes me cry.
Because it has layers.
No,
account.
because it has nothing.
Why are you buying this much stuff?
No, that's okay.
Please stop.
I had to call my credit card company because they kept on declining all my orders. I'm like, why? Why?
It's like, these are my
Like,
purchases,
oh,
I promise.
You've been purchasing too much. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh man, dude.
Reasonable.
It's fair. Yeah. All right. So
Straight up.
So
You
that
buy
that
too
pretty
much.
much answers most of the questions that we have on the channel, and I don't want to talk too much about like the future, because I think a lot of our focus right now is this week. What's happening on Friday, guys?
Oh, Clone Wars Season 7, baby.
All right. So what are you most excited about for the Clone Wars Season 7? What story arc or what person?
Okay.
I don't know. Go for
okay.
it.
Bad batch.
Mainly the Siege on Mandalore.
Mhm.
Mainly
Yeah.
because it takes place during Revenge of the Sith. I'm really curious on what's gonna happen. and I feel like we're gonna get events after Order 66. Something that like I hoped that Rebels could have gone to, but they didn't. So, we were stuck on Lothal for one season.
I know. You know, I have to agree with you. Siege of Mandalore is the thing I'm looking forward to the most because I watched the unfinished episodes for the Bad Batch, so I feel like I've already gotten to see that. And of course, they're gonna like change it a
Yeah.
little bit and remaster it. But I'm like, I don't know anything about the Siege of Mandalore.
Yeah.
And
Me either.
I was gonna say
I-
the same thing.
yeah, I want to see how Ahsoka fakes her death, and how Rex gets his inhibitor chip taken out. Like all these things. It's gonna
He's
be
probably just gonna grab a knife, just yank it out.
just yoink that
Blood
inhibitor chip.
everywhere.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it's feel like Rex.
I think that like the individual scene that I'm looking forward to the most is Echo asking about fives. You know it's gonna happen,
Yeah,
Nothing
probably.
about
That's
that,
gonna be
but
really
yeah,
sad.
You're right.
dude.
It's
It's gonna
sad.
tug at my heartstrings so hard. Like, I'm actually
That's your
thinking
boy.
like so up here I have my helmet shelf, and there's my fives helmet, and I'm thinking like maybe this one I should turn into an Echo helmet. I don't know, like an animated Phase 2 style. Even though he didn't really have a Phase 2 helmet, but yeah, that scene's it's gonna break my heart
I mean, if they do that.
if they do that.
Actually-
I mean, they have to like okay, like that's like the one expectation that I have. I don't like going into movies or shows expecting something to happen because then
Yeah,
if
same,
it doesn't happen,
same.
if it doesn't happen, then you get your hopes let down, and that's why people hate the sequels because they expected something when it wasn't. But like the one thing I do actually expect is for Echo to ask about fives, and that's it.
I remember seeing the Bad Batch art.
I wonder what's gonna
Asking
happen to Echo after Order 66.
He
Yeah, because we don't.
he
we
probably
don't
goes
know.
through with it.
I don't know. Like,
Dang.
shoot. I actually didn't
I'm
think
thinking
like.
too hard now.
Do you think the Bad Batch would follow Order 66?
Yeah, for sure.
I
Yeah,
would
there's
say
no
I don't
doubt.
think they have inhibitor chips
Because like there was they
because they're
when we-
modified. I don't think that they would have the chips in them.
Because it was I don't know if it's canon anymore, but like it was previous canon, or I guess maybe Legends now, that there were commando squads that didn't obey it because they
Yeah.
had developed so much independency in their
And
training.
compassion for the Jedi
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like like Commander Bly and Commander Bakara, like they had like some accounts for like
They
what
didn't
their
like
thoughts
their
were.
Jedi very much.
No, like Bly had respect for Isla. Bakara felt betrayed, and so Bakara did not I think there was like some sort of monologue where it was like, I was surprised, but I didn't question it, and then he shot down Kiari-Mundi, but then like for Bly, they
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. My
no,
bad.
they basically overkilled Isla Sakura because they didn't want her to suffer. So they're like, kill
Yeah.
her as fast as possible because they had respect for her, but not enough
Yeah.
to spare her.
Yeah.
But like there were some things where like commando squads, because they're so independent, they didn't go through with Order 66. Maybe some ARC troopers too, but then like I don't know.
would make the
Bad Batch is
assumption that I would say Commandos and like the Bad Batch don't have inhibitor chips.
either that
They're
or
just
they have
super
the will
highly
to.
trained and everything.
Yeah, because they're genetically modified, and that might
Yeah.
override the biological code of the
Because
inhibitor chips.
yeah, I would say that possibly their engineering and everything in them would possibly maybe control that or whatever.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, there was like
They
that,
almost
that
seem like
whole-
contractors, like bounty hunters almost.
Yeah, but like clone bounty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like, all right, what mission are we going on next? There's that's they have that whole special forces vibe. It's pretty cool.
hmm
But
To commemorate 9/9.
what do you think is going to happen? Like, who do you think we're going to see on the Siege of Mandalore in terms of like important characters? I know for a fact we're going to see.
Bakara.
You think Bakara's going to be on Siege of
Bly.
Mandalore?
No, but he was in the hologram meeting.
Yeah, he's in the hologram. Oh, mailman's here. So he was in the hologram, but I think that was when they were planning like Megiddo, because they that battle on the
So
bridge
beautiful.
that you saw in the trailer with the
Yeah.
with the tri-droids and stuff like that. That was Megiddo, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So and I think that's why we're gonna have Bly and Bakara as part of the season 7, because they're gonna be branching into Revenge of the Sith, and then
I
doing
want to
some of those
see
events.
if they end with an episode that just says, "It is time. Execute Order 66" and then a black screen.
You know,
I
No.
wonder if they're gonna do that.
I would not.
Um.
They might end an episode like that, but they definitely wouldn't end the series like that because Siege of
No.
Mandalore takes place during Order 66. So it's like we have to.
Yeah.
There has to be some sort of aftermath where maybe like the clones turn against the Jedi or something,
If you
or
saw the beginning
Ahsoka
of the
rather.
trailer, if you see the beginning of the trailer, you saw an Imperial Star Destroyer. So they're obviously going to go far ahead.
Yeah,
Wait, we did? Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, there was.
I remember that.
I
It's
missed
like they
it.
did in Revenge of the Sith. They brought one of those in.
Yeah, that was cool. Or like they had the grade Venators, like they took off the red painting and everything too.
Yeah.
I think I would. Do you think we're gonna see any of Vader in the end of the Clone
It's
Wars?
possible. For like a brief
There's a
second though.
possibility to it, but I
Maybe.
wouldn't give it a high chance. I maybe give it 30-40%.
I'd say that's actually pretty significant, knowing Disney. I think it'd be a 10. I would give it a 10% chance that we'd see a Vader thing. But it's like
I
I
don't
know
know.
the events bleed into Episode 3. I don't
I'm
know
curious
if
if they'd have
pass
like
it.
in the father, the daughter, and the brother.
Mhm.
Like, or no, the son. I think that's how it
Oh
goes.
yeah.
But like they had like the flashback and everything of him being Vader. I imagine they would bring some sort of like appearance of Vader somehow.
Yeah, and you know something that I also think would be really cool is like seeing a Clone Wars animated Vader, because we saw the Rebels animated
Yeah.
one. I personally think that one looked a little kooky, but
Yeah.
that there could be like a really cool like Clone Wars style one that would be a cool figure to make, or like a cool helmet to design, a Clone Wars style Vader.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty cool.
But speaking of the brother, I was actually having or sorry, the son and the ones. I was having a
I watched
conversation.
the episode arc
It's
yesterday or
crazy.
the day before.
Like okay, so you haven't played Fallen Order all the way through yet, right?
Not
have.
yet, but I might be getting close. I cannot beat the second sister on this one.
Just put the difficulty on easy for a little bit.
Yeah, I might do that. I literally struggled for 3 hours trying to get through it. I'm like, okay, I understand trying to just get past this, but this is being a little overkill.
You know, something that
That sucks.
yeah, at the point that you're at, you're pretty close to finishing, I'd say. I'm not going to give you any spoilers,
Yeah.
but I will say I was expecting to see, or I wouldn't have been surprised to see reference to the ones when you're exploring Zepho, you know, in Fallen
yeah.
Order. But
Yeah.
but we didn't see that. And I was like, I was somewhat disappointed, but at the same time, like, you know, it's whatever, because they had all these other things that they brought in from the Clone Wars, like Dathomir and things like that. It was super cool.
I was glad they brought that into it. I'm like,
I know.
dang, I like this.
Dude, like,
But that world's impossible to get past. Oh.
you know, my friend Julian, he asked me if I would rather live on Kashyyyk or Dathomir, and I was like,
Oh,
I'd rather
boy.
live on Kashyyyk because Dathomir's scary. But then, like, when I saw the giant
like live or
spiders,
die.
when I saw all the giant spiders on Kashyyyk, and I hate spiders, I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe I'm better off on Dathomir.
Yeah.
Like, zombies won't trap you in a web, spiders will. But you know,
Maybe.
but like, you know, we got reference to the ones in the Clone Wars. Obviously, we got reference to them in
Rebels, too.
In Rebels, and there was like
Yeah, that was
there
cool.
were books that were written on Abeloth, which was basically the mother.
Oh yeah, the Mother of the Force.
I want to read
she
that
was
book 'cause I've heard a
crazy.
little bit about her.
Dude,
and I'm
Abeloth-
There's like
She's
9 books
freaky.
about her.
Abeloth is freaky. But you know, I
Don't
was
Google an image of her. Trust me, guys, you'll regret it. You'll have nightmares.
dude, yeah, Abeloth is straight up nightmare fuel. But I was surprised that we didn't get any reference to the ones in Fallen Order. You know, like
Yeah.
but so I'm actually curious to see if there will be more development on that, or maybe like they will have a branch off series for it, because you know how they talked about having a series, a Star Wars like trilogy completely outside of the Skywalker timeline. So I'm wondering, like, what if they have a series that'll kind of branch into the ones and more of like the wills, you know, the whimsical part of the Force that no one really knows too much about.
I'd love that.
Same. That'd be pretty cool. Old Republic,
Yeah, I mean, they confirmed Old Republic's coming back in some capacity. I'm excited for that. Speaking
Yeah.
of Old Republic, I totally forgot to mention, I don't have the helmet here, but we're definitely going to be doing Old Republic figures at some point.
Hey, I have an old Republic figure right here. It used to be a mistake figure. I'm thinking about changing it back.
Yeah, like, you know, the CAC sun visor, like the red one, That one goes
Oh, I
super
painted
good.
this one.
Yeah, but like the new CAC Phase One sun visor goes perfectly on area light helmets, and I personally like the area light helmet more than the CAC helmet. So, when we're gonna do old Republic troopers with printed area light helmets, but the CAC sun visor and then UV printed AV figures bodies, and I think it's gonna be like
Oh, that'd be hot.
the ultimate collaboration of the top of like the big like custom clone brands. That'd be so cool. I'm excited for it, but then
I'd
we
be
also
excited to.
go ahead.
I was, you pointed out in the trailer, was it the first teaser trailer that we saw a armor of Mandalorian that looked almost like Sabine. I'd be curious, and I wouldn't say it like there's a low chance to see, but I wonder if it's like the person that handed down the armor to Sabine.
Yeah, because like she mentioned that the armor was not hers originally, but she
It was her
turned
mother's.
into hers. So it's like
It was her
maybe
I wouldn't
be
maybe
surprised
that
to
was
see
Ursa
something like
Wren,
that.
fighting
Yeah.
alongside, that like I don't want to expect that, but that would be really interesting because like it was only like a blob that we saw, but it looked like a Mandalorian with a pink ass helmet, and like so I'm like
Yeah.
that could be Sabine or her
Yeah.
armor or something, and they because we're gonna be on Mandalore, we're gonna have Bo-Katan and like everything like that. I really want to see Ursa.
I'm excited to see
Baby
her
Yoda.
character like expand because we just seen her silent before and kind of not say much.
Hmm.
Alright,
So-
boys. I just finished this custom.
Which one did you make? It's the specialist.
Yeah, that it's
How
it's
many
really
do you
clean.
have now?
Yeah.
I
many
mean-
do you have?
You have
Just-
like 3 of those.
No, I only have 2.
Dude, I have.
This is like
this
really
many.
clean.
It's
This
funny
is-
because like I like to tell my team you guys have bigger AV collections than I do. Like
I don't even
Yeah.
have a big one.
because it's like I have the decals. I hardly have any of the figures. And actually, majority
boy,
of
that's
the
a bin.
decal figures that I used to have,
There's,
Aaron's
uh,
bought them from me. Dang. I think my entire decal figure collection is this box right here, and they don't have heads because I shipped out the heads for other people's orders, and I'm like,
Wait,
I'll
are
get
the-
heads for them later.
Wait, are those decal?
Most of them are
But you have the
decaled.
autumn. You have the autumn.
Oh yeah,
figures.
I have what's
Send
it
me a
called?
screenshot of those.
No, you may not.
I'm really curious
You
what they
bought
look.
all my other ones. These are mine.
No, I was just
Um,
curious what they look like.
I have a shelf back here. This is kind of like our storage shelf, but right on top of it is my collection space. And I haven't set up all the figures there, but your autumn figures that you decaled there, Luke, the holiday figures that I commissioned Hector to make for me are gonna be up there. And when you guys finish up all the AV Legion decals, that's also gonna be up there as well. By the way,
I never got an assignment for that.
yeah,
by the way.
that's so. I'll talk to you a little bit about that after this call. But
Okay.
basically, all the cloneers are working on some part of the AV Legion, so it'll be really cool. But aside from that, back to the Clone Wars topic, they're only doing like 12 episodes for it.
I'm okay
That
with it.
doesn't seem right. I feel like we're gonna see Bad Batch, and then Ahsoka arc, and then what was the other arc that we saw?
Siege of Mandalore. Oh,
Well, the Ahsoka
Oh,
one's gonna
the,
be Mandalore. Wasn't
it
that
had
like a
like
Yoda one?
Asajj. No, it had like Asajj Ventress, Quinlan Voss,
Oh,
and
Dark
Dooku.
Disciple. I doubt they'll bring
Yeah.
that back.
I
No,
gotta
that
say,
was
I'm
for
old,
They're
the-
not, but
I'd be totally okay if they didn't do it.
I read
it's
through
in the
that
book.
It almost
Yeah.
made me
The book, so-
cry. Like it gave emotion to Asajj I never saw before.
Dude,
Yeah.
have you ever read the book? It's Duke. The book is literally called Dooku. It's about Dooku's upbringing and everything.
Oh, Dooku, Jedi Lost.
Yeah, like
I
that.
have
Yeah.
not yet.
I listened to the audiobook on Audible. It was really cool, but like Ventress is just a tragic character. I think Ventress
She
and
is.
Maul were just like pawns that dedicated their lives to the plan, and then they just got totally fucked over by their masters. It's so sad.
No.
Really is,
I
because like
really
it got
love
used.
Maul's character. Like of all the characters in all Star Wars, Maul and Thrawn are some of my like tops.
Yeah. Have you
Like,
read
they're
the
so
Thrawn
strategic
audiobooks?
I've read the first one. I haven't read the other 2 yet.
They're,
Yeah, they're
so good.
pretty good.
And they're coming out with another trilogy for Thrawn.
Good lord, when am I gonna read those?
I mean, I can give you access to my Audible account and you can listen to them at any time. They're
Well, I think Hector gave me one of them to read through, and I just have not had the time yet.
like I'm telling you, dude, if you listen to audiobooks while you're decaling, it's so nice. Like you're in this it's like you're watching a Star Wars movie while working on Star Wars customs. It's like it's actually really fun. I used to do
Yeah.
that. I used to do that with when I decaled. I do that when I'm printing figures a lot. So I've gone through all three of the Thrawn books. I've gone through Plagueis and Dooku and Tarkin, and I
Oh, I
think
really want to read Plagueis.
the
I've heard
Plagueis
a
one was
lot
good.
about it. I just need to read through it and read all the detail.
Dude,
We
you literally.
usually,
Oh, good.
oh yeah, I was gonna say usually when I'm decaling, I listen to the Bricks and Pits podcast, which you guys should listen to as well.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean they just talk about interesting Lego topics. That's what gets me through, usually.
Yeah, like whatever really helps gets the creative juices flowing and stuff like that. Like, excuse me, anything works. So whether it be music, whether it be audiobooks, whether it be podcasts, or a mixture of anything. Sorry, I'm kind of bloated right now. I keep burping. But yeah, I have to say, Thrawn definitely, we're definitely going to get information about Thrawn after Rebels, with the
Oh
next
yeah, for
trilogy,
sure.
and I'm wondering, you guys heard that they might be making a sequel for Rebels, right?
Yeah,
I did
I don't know.
not.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm not opposed to it because they let. Did you guys watch Rebels all the way through?
I did.
Yeah.
So mild spoilers for anyone who didn't. Turn back now if you haven't watched it.
Not clear, not clear.
not clear. They ended the series with
Major
Sabine and
cliffhanger.
Ahsoka looking for Ezra. Like they said, like they're gonna go on this mission to look for Ezra. So they Dave Filoni has also said that he's developed like kind of an attachment to the characters he's created, Sabine, Ezra, and he expanded on Thrawn, and he loves the Ahsoka character. So like I wouldn't be surprised to see an animated series based around Sabine and Ahsoka looking for Ezra, maybe even incorporating the Ghost and stuff like that, and Hera and what's his face, Zeb.
I'd honestly really like to see what they do with Thrawn and Ezra to see what happens, because they'll
Yeah,
have
because
to
they are
survive
together.
together.
I do want to say that without too many spoilers for the Thrawn book, I have a theory, and I don't. It's like a theory, but I'm not going to be upset if it doesn't go through. That Ezra and Thrawn are going to have to team up against the Grisks, which are like an extra galactic force. They're like people, or they're a species they're an invasive species that are coming from outside the galaxy and have been like kind of probing the galaxy and trying to invade it. So I feel like,
Kind of like the Yuzon Vong.
yeah, the Grisks are basically the new canon for Yuzhan Vong, and the Grisks and their involvement have been delineated upon in the new Thrawn trilogy. So we may or may not see some of that, but I feel like there's definitely a good dynamic that could go on, because Thrawn comes from outside the galaxy. He comes from a species called the Chiss, and the Chiss are at war with the Grisks, but they're like from outside the galaxy, and they're kind of bringing the war into the galaxy a little bit. So it'd be really interesting to see Ezra working with the Chiss, or some sort of like begrudging work together thing when Thrawn is no longer working for the Empire.
I mean, he has to.
Because like
He's gonna survive.
at the end,
He served the Emperor well, and the Emperor respects that he has to go back now. Like, I don't feel like there'll be strong consequences if he comes back before the Empire is gone. Like, like the Emperor really understands what's going on. He's not like that for other characters, but that kind of makes me respect him just a little bit more.
the Emperor.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you just see him be a
Stupid.
big just. I don't know how to describe him. He's just not nice any else.
Well, no,
But
Except for Anakin.
yeah, no.
it's funny
but,
because like all the Emperor, like whenever the Emperor's like at his moment of triumph, he's always like, "Look through this window and watch as your friends get destroyed." He did it in episode 6. He did it in episode 9, and
I
then
know.
it's like, but the Emperor's like, he actually has the ability to be understanding, and it's crazy because you see that a lot
Yeah.
in Thrawn.
you don't see that much besides with Thrawn.
Because
Yeah, that's
Thrawn, if anything, like when it describes a lot in the second book in Thrawn, I'm not going to spoil too much, but Thrawn and the Emperor interact more, and you get to see how that relationship is built a little bit more. So I think that Thrawn is an incredible character that definitely deserves his own series or his own
I'd
movie,
agree.
or some sort of
Comic series
explanation.
too.
I'd
I
love to see like a side movie like what Rogue One got and Solo got, just to see what they bring. Also from all, like if they do a
Dude, Maul
Solo
deserves
too,
a
I'd really
movie.
love for them to. But
Okay,
like those are
I
two of my most respected characters.
there has to be okay. If you remember, in Rebels, like Thrawn or not Thrawn, Maul was like thrilled when he found out that Kenobi was still alive. He was
Yeah.
pissed, but he was also thrilled. He's like, yes, I get to kill him. But it's like, from last we know, the
Kenobi!
from the last we know, like the only interaction that Maul had with Kenobi
It's
was
Mandalore.
no. I don't think it was even Mandalore because he said I was expecting Kenobi, you know. So it was like basically the last interaction that Maul had was when he killed Satine.
Yeah,
And,
that's what I meant.
oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you meant the Siege of Mandalore, like the season 7. So he killed
No.
Satine, and like Obi-Wan, like they, of course, like the Emperor came and like handed Maul his ass, and then
Yeah, basically.
there was a comic series where Maul was imprisoned and the Emperor let him escape so that they could kill Mother Talzin. But then we don't know what happened to Maul after that. We also don't know what happened. We also don't know what happened with what's this called? I'm so sorry. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, we don't know if he ever interacts with Kenobi again. So I'm thinking in the Kenobi series, if they were to have some sort of face-off where Maul thinks Kenobi is dead, and that explains why he's so surprised in Rebels. That would be super cool to see.
Yeah.
And I think Ray Park would still be perfect to play as Maul because they did the motion capture
Yeah.
for Ray Park for the new Clone Wars series. But I think that having Ewan McGregor face off with Ray Park again would be super.
Oh
super
yeah,
neat.
that would be really legendary. That'd be pretty cool.
But yeah, so
I'd love to see new clone designs in the Clone Wars. Like
we'll
all the
see
new.
at least
We've gotten some so far.
one. It's the 91st Anaxes Trooper. We have that new 501st 332nd Commander. We have
Yeah, he looks like Cody.
we
It's
have
cool.
Bad Batch and the experimental Echo armor, which like we saw like a side profile for the helmet and the upper body, and it looks like the upper body is gonna match the concept art, but the side profile of the helmet we saw that, but
We
nothing
have
else.
never seen the helmet before. We've seen some people come with concept art for it, but we've never seen Lucas
Yeah.
come with the helmet for it.
And there was one like blurry ass photo of the unfinished episodes where he had like Bad Batch style armor, but you could not make out any of the details on that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because it wasn't fully rendered.
yeah, but like so we're probably gonna get some sort of Echo armor that would be really cool.
Yeah, I
We
agree.
have new
Who
ARC
is
Trooper
the
Jesse armor.
332nd like 501st guy that everybody has a nickname for?
Dave, like the
Yeah,
commander
Dave,
one.
that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone was thinking that it's Cody because it has the same markings. But
It's
it's
No.
not
not.
Cody.
It's not
a
Cody,
Jet
dude.
Trooper.
Yeah, because like Siege of Mandalore
By
takes
the-
place during Order 66, and we all know where Cody is during Order 66.
Yeah, he's in
Yeah.
Utapau. Like,
Yeah, so
come on.
it has to be
Get it right.
some new character, and that'll be cool. But like aside from that, well, we get Bly and Bakara, but they're not like new designs.
Yeah.
But I think that will.
They might have new little details or something we've never seen before. No
Yeah.
Lucasfilm. They might add something here and there.
I would love to see Gree in animated Phase 2.
Yeah.
Because we see
I don't
We
know.
saw
if
him
we're-
in Rebels.
I don't know.
We saw his helmet in Rebels.
Yeah, we did, and that was
What about the
really cool.
droid attack on the Wookiees?
So we already saw Neo. What other we haven't seen Devis. We have not seen 327th Troopers.
Where did we find out about Devis? Was it the comic strip? or...
It was in a Revenge of the Sith dictionary.
Yeah, it was like kind of
Oh,
like
okay.
the visual guide or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, I think we're actually coming up on our hour mark here. So I think we should be wrapping up pretty soon. I guess you guys have any final thoughts that you want to say, like what you're looking forward to in the Clone Wars, things like that?
In terms of season 7, I wish there was more episodes, but it's one last time after like 7 years, so I'm really
Want us to
excited.
bring back another few episodes or something from it. Just
Wouldn't
cut
be
to
opposed to
milk it,
that.
like
Wouldn't be
Disney-
opposed.
Yeah,
at all.
I mean,
Yeah, I wouldn't be
more the
against it
better.
either, but Disney would probably be like, you know what? Everybody loves it. Let's milk it. Because that's like what they've
I
done
would
to
not be
everything
opposed.
else. Yeah. Dave Filoni does a great job, and I'd love to see him and Favreau in the future join up and do something else again on top of The Mandalorian.
Clone Wars, a Star Wars story.
Imagine, okay, hold on. Imagine a live action Clone Wars movie where Hayden and Ewan and Tamar Morrison, mainly Hayden and Ewan McGregor came back. I would cry.
If they
Like,
if
That would
they
be
need
cool.
any actors,
yeah.
no, they would
The
probably
fans are
CG
sleeping.
it, but
Yeah.
that'll be really nice, honestly,
They're
because you
getting old,
cannot
though.
run in clone armor,
Oh,
I
man.
know.
not in
I
realistic
can't wait
armor.
to finally fully assemble my armor.
I still need to ship you the final bits.
Yeah.
Like they're here over
I
there.
haven't touched my armor since when I first bought them from you, so
It's all
I
right.
haven't needed them.
But yeah. All right.
Just
So
remember,
oh,
just remember,
go ahead.
viewers, OGs are better than what is now.
No,
Just, good, just
no.
gonna, just gonna,
Animated
no,
animated garbage.
Look at
No,
look.
no, no,
Ew,
no. Don't
ew.
do 'em.
That one didn't
no.
have,
This is all realistic. Come
that
on.
one doesn't even have cut lines. Come on, bro.
I prefer no cut lines. There's no stress about.
Let's
Yeah,
be
but
let's
for a
be
lot of the-
logical here.
For a lot of the newer decalers, though, they need it. But anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and call
I
it
know, I
there.
was
Thank you
joking.
guys for tuning in to our little discussion here. Let us know what you're looking forward to in the Clone Wars, and what you're looking forward to in future AV releases, and what you would like to see on the podcast next time. So
Wait,
this
they
one
can't
was-
comment. They
Look
can't
in
comment on
Discord.
the
Send us messages
Yeah.
there. and
You
we
can
always
comment
answer.
on
not on YouTube because the
Oh.
COPA thing.
Ah. All right. Comment on our Discord channel. Links to our Discord channel is going to be in the description below. Go ahead and interact with us on the AV8R podcast
There's
channel
no
and on the
comments
AV8R
because
server.
because kids, you know, the whole YouTube thing now.
I dropped a
where it has to
couple
be
F
kid
bombs, so
friendly.
like, do you think it's
I'm-
still for kids? I don't know.
That's why they have a YouTube Kids app. I mean, boy.
All right. Well, you know, laws
Yeah.
are laws. But anyway, so you guys can always get a hold of us. You can email Aaron at support@avfigures.com. You
Or
can,
just DM me.
or DM him. You can also DM Luke at venom.7777. Yeah, 4
Yep.
sevens in a row. And then I'm AV Figures on Instagram. I'm also you can hit me up on Discord. And yeah, so we'll just go ahead and call it there. All right, guys.
Yep.
See you guys later.
Catch you guys later.
See ya.
See ya.